Well, hello. I hope you guys are all well. All right. So if you're just joining in, I am May Larsen with the Ciao Bella Creative Crew, and today we're going to be creating a beautiful Christmas project that you can use the Ciao Bella paper collection, Memories of a Snowy Day. It's an absolutely beautiful collection. And if you're joining us via Facebook, make sure that you click on accepting the terms for StreamYard so that way I can see your name coming up on the stream. Hello, Joyce. How are you? So this is what we're going to be creating today, and it is using a 10-inch embroidery hoop along with the beautiful paper Memories of a Snowy Day. And this is their newest collection, an absolutely collection that I absolutely love. I've made quite a few things with this collection. And if you've seen my channel in the last couple days, I have been working on some little Christmas projects because I absolutely love Christmas. So this is an ornament, and it's going to go something like this, using their beautiful collection. And I also, which is not quite done, I still have to put the little ribbon. This is also one of the ornaments that I've made using their rice paper that's also available in this collection. And this is the other one that we made the other night. Again, it's using one of the little tags from the collection. So there's so much that you can absolutely do with Ciao Bella's paper collection, and you don't have to actually do an album or a card. You can actually do home decor as well. So hello Patricia, hello Young Sue. Now, if you don't mind, share, like, subscribe to the channel. I have linked the Ciao Bella YouTube channel as well, and also their Facebook group, and make sure you join them there. And like I said, follow them on all their social media websites. And yes, give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. Okay, so it's saying I can't make comments on some of the destination. That's okay. That's for me. All right, so I'm going to make the camera go down, and I'm going to show you some of the items I'm going to be using for today. So let me get the camera down. Let's move this over. All right, so let's turn this around. And wherever you're joining us live, whatever part of the world, just say a hello in the comments below. And sorry, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'm reading the comments. So this is what we're going to create today. It's a 10-inch embroidery hoop. And to create this, of course, like I said, we're going to be using this beautiful paper collection from the Ciao Bella collection. And it comes in the 12 by 12, the A4, the 8 by 8, and the 6 by 6. And this one here, I'm going to show you really quickly what I did. I'll go over this and then we'll jump right in. So this collection has lots of little sceneries for the winter memory snowy days, as you can see here. I love this here. And you can actually create something similar to that if you have some of their background stamps like these here. You can do something similar. Hola, Joanna. Hello, Gun Rita. How are you? And this one would have been really nice. I can imagine this one on a smaller embroidery hoop, and I might just be doing that, the 4-inch embroidery hoop. And there's that one. There's that. Absolutely love the entire collection. And then if you love fussy cutting, there's so much you can do with the fussy cutting as well. Hi, Miss Carrie. Welcome. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Share the video away. Invite your friends. And there's that. so many possibilities with this entire collection. I absolutely love. Now, I did use this one here, and you'll see, well, actually on this one, I had to alternate. So that is the one I used there, but I used the other collection, and then I use this beautiful couple. The couple is what I'm going to be using as my little focal point. Okay, so let's move that aside. Let's get started. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to be using a 10-inch embroidery hoop, and we're going to be using some acrylic paint, any brown acrylic paint, because what we're going to do is we're going to stain it first, give it a nice little wash down, and then we're going to take a white chalk paint, and this is my favorite. I have a big tub of it. And then we're going to sand it down with a cheap emery board that I just buy from our Dollar Tree. Okay, so what I'm going to do, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to select your paper. And it's not so hard to do. But once you've selected your paper, you're going to take the inside of the hoop, and then you're going to trace that in and around your paper collection. Move some of these things here. Oh, and I'm also going to be using the Snowflakes stencil, which is MS061. Using the background little stamps here, they're little tickets, and this is PS6082 and also PSB as in boy 6022. Those are the ones I'm going to be using to stamp on one of my backgrounds. Once you've selected the papers, and I have done that already, I've cut them out, you'll take the inside hoop, you trace around, and you cut it, of course. I've cut a piece of chipboard the same width and diameter of my paper, just because I want something sturdy. Once I apply the hoop, I want it to really be sturdy. Then I've cut another piece that goes in on top of that, and this one's about 10 inches, not 10 inches, about 9 inches. Let me measure it. About 9 1/8, okay? I wanted to give it a little bit of a lift, and so I cut another piece of chipboard that is about 8.5 inches in diameter. That just kind of gives it a little bit of more dimensional effect there. And then my third round circle is 8 inches. No, actually it's about 8 1/8 inch. Yes, so that is the diameter on the third circle. Okay, now this is the one we're going to be stamping on, and on each of these we're going to be using the Snowflake stencil that just released this year as well. Once I have that, I have gone in and I have selected the little houses that I will be fussy cutting, and using some chipboard I will give it a dimensional effect. And on one of the paper collection, there's some little cards, and I have cut this one out because we're going to be using just this little word here. And again, using chipboard will give it a 3D effect. Here's my little couple that I've cut out, and I've backed it into chipboard. Here's the mistletoe message that I've cut out, and I've also backed up with some chipboard. So this one's a little bit, I guess I used this one from the 8x8, but I wanted a little bit bigger. This is from the 12x12 collection. Okay, and Then I have some flowers from my stash. We're going to fussy cut some of these, like the little birdies and things like that, to attach to the collection. And then I also cut out these 2 tickets from the collection, and also this little lamp. We fussy cut it out. I have to do a little bit more fussy cutting on these, but we'll do that as we get along. And then Ciao also has the pattern paper pads. That's the wonderful thing about Ciao, is that they have a pattern paper that goes with the collection, and this is CB T as in Tom 048. Hello, Facebook user. I'm not sure who you are, but welcome, welcome. And then I think I might be cutting some of the alphabet letters from this back here just to maybe spell something. And we can back those up with chipboard. And then they have these. So I'm probably going to use some of these to also cut out and use into my backgrounds. Okay. Along with that, we're going to use some textured paste, your palette knife, your brushes, and some distress inks. And I'm going to move some of this down. I like to use my StazOn because it's permanent. And I'll be using some eyelets and some brads. Okay, so let's begin. Enough about that, right? So I am going to start by taking my paint, and this is a brown paint. You can use whatever. I just wanted to give it a nice little stain, wood stain almost. Of course, I opened up the wrong one. Isn't that all? All right, right one. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to water that down. And let's begin painting. I just want to give it a nice little wash down. Johanna, dime si necesita que lo traduzca en español. And you might need your Mod Podge, your glue. I use a combination of Fabri-Tac. I will also be using my hot glue, some seam binding, whatever you need. Doesn't have to be too perfect because remember, we're going to put another layer of paint on top. And I guess you would have guessed we're going to be using the heat gun to hurry up and speed up the process of the drying. So are you guys getting ready for Christmas? Kind of creeped up on us, didn't it? I really do think it creeped up us really quick. And if this is too dark for you, I watered down my brown paint, but if this is too dark, take your baby wipe and just wipe it off and you'll lift up some of that paint. But honestly, it's going to be covered anyway, so I just wanted to expose some of it. And I'll also be using a little bit of a crackle textured effect on here. Okay. Leave that one there. Let's grab the bigger one. And I can't see chat. Let me see what's going on with the chat. Hey, Aristi, how are you? Don't forget, guys, to check out the Facebook group for Childbella. I've linked it and pinned it on the chat here on YouTube. Click on that, join if you have not done so already. Also, make sure you join them on or follow them on Instagram, because the crew is always posting inspirational projects. Hi, Paula. So make sure you follow them on all their social media sites. And if you haven't gotten this collection, you should. It's a beautiful collection. Are you guys crafting any? Getting all your craft projects ready for Christmas? Getting your house decorated? Yes, I did say hi to her, Young Sue. I saw her. She was one of the first ones here today. I did. All right. So even if you wanted to leave it this stain color, you can do that. You can absolutely do that. There's no reason why you couldn't. I think it looks pretty as well. That's a personal preference, I would say. So there it is. I can take my baby wipes and wipe it down, you know, to some of the areas. If I wanted to make it lighter in color, you could. I'm not doing that. I like the color. The tree has been up for about a month. The house is decorated and gifts to be wrapped. Ooh, so you have a fast little elf there helping you with the tree. We don't even have that up yet. Actually, Eric doesn't like to put up the tree until after his birthday. So normally we don't have the tree up very long because his birthday is December 10th. And if you're joining us on Facebook, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you here. And don't forget to subscribe to Ciao Bella's YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe. No help, just you. Oh gosh, see, I love Christmas. The kids do all the decor. Well, I make them, and they, they get so excited about Christmas that they hang everything up. I think that's a good bargain, right? I make them, they put it up. All right, so now we've dried it. Now we get our white chalk paint, and I use the folk art chalk paint. You can use gesso, as it's the same thing, just the same thickness. I kind of like this one here. So I just take it and dry brush it right on. Let's go with this one because this one should be a little bit more drier. Just kind of expose some of that brown underneath. And at this point, once you've got this, you can take some of your crackle, apply some of that on, like before you put your white on, if it's a two-step crackle. Like I said, this part here, I think it's the most tedious part, but to me it's the most gratifying part. I like doing this kind of stuff. An altered embroidery hoop, Aristi. And I'm using the Ciao Bella Memories of a Snowy Day. They're the newest collection that they have out. And I just think that, if you're really not into paper crafting, making albums or cards, if you want to make a home decor, you can definitely use the Ciao Bella paper collection for your home decor. Especially for the holidays, it's perfect paper collection. And it doesn't have to be just for album or card making. It could be for home decor as well. And look, I just missed a whole little spot there of brown. Huge spot of brown, but that's all right. Let me get my towel. And I just dip it into my white chalk paint, and I just dry brush it right on. Try not to load your brush too much when you're doing your dry brush. If you have a little towel, you can blot it out in your little towel. If you have too much loaded onto your brush. I'm going to let that one there because that one's still a little bit wet. Right there. And I have a little towel. If I get too much loaded on, I just kind of blot it. You climb like a monkey, huh? I'm afraid to ask what it is that you guys are talking about. Knowing that Aristi's in the chat and so is Joyce, I'm afraid to ask what is the whole conversation about. If you're joining us on Facebook, thank you for joining us. I can't see your comments. You have to click on the, I think it's these regulations for Facebook and StreamYard to accept so that I can see your name and say hello, hello. Or when you type in there and say, just put your name on there so I can say hello to you. Hey, Young Sue, put the Ciao Bella, not mine. Put Ciao Bella, not my stuff. Okay. On the pin, you'll see the link to the Facebook group for Ciao Bella and also the YouTube channel for Ciao Bella. And if you follow them on Instagram, it's Ciao Bella Papers. And you can see all their beautiful creations. Okay. Have any of you guys used the Ciao Bella for your home decors? Their rice paper is absolutely beautiful. Great quality. Okay, so we're left with that. Let's go ahead and finish this one here. It's a little bit wet still. So while I am drying this up, go ahead and grab your paper. And if you have your embroidery hoop, no matter what size it is, let's grab that. And let's trace around and get that image cut. Okay. Wipe up my desk here. Washing my hands magically. Soap. I always have towels. I always buy these towels just to clean up my mess because I'm very messy. Okay, so we're left with this, and then we grab our paper. And if you have a paper that doesn't have the prettiest background, you can always change that up using some of their Ciao Bella stamps. Their background stamps are absolutely wonderful. And you can use the background stamps, you can use the stencils to kind of alter that background. So for instance, on this one here, I'm going to go ahead and grab my PS 6082. I'm going to take a couple of these stamps and just create my little background. I'm going to use this one along with my Stays On. Oh, I need to get my, you can tell my arthritis is acting up. Don't have bendy fingers. Okay, so we can just stamp randomly throughout the collection. Okay. I grab the little ticket stamp. Okay. And the lighting on my desk is too bright. So let's tame this down. There we go. And I'm just using that same one with my fingers on certain areas. Okay. And then I'm going to grab this one. That way, if you don't want that particular background, you want something to show up when you start putting your other layers on, you can use their background stamps. Now this one is PSB, as in boy, 6022. And I'm just going to grab one of these. That's it. Okay, that's good enough for me. All right, so as I said, you're making multiple layers of circles. So I started out with a 10 1/8, went down to 9 1/8, and then to 8 1/8. And that was how I did it. Now there is a lot of little tools that you can use to cut out your circles. I'm not much of a tool person, so I just went around looking for ways to to cut it. Okay. So once you have that, grab your distress tool, the back of your scissors, whatever. I'm going to grab this and I'm just going to distress these edges. And you can wet the edges to soften it up a little bit, and it makes it a lot easier to kind of shape it up. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. We are going to be doing some stenciling using some snow textured paste. If you don't have snow textured paste, just use any textured paste that you want, or modeling paste. You can also use your gesso. And notice I'm not going exactly precise. I'm not going to bend it down yet because I do need to grab my stencil and grab, actually I'm going to use, yeah, let's do the snowflakes. Okay, my little silicone. Hello, Kathy. How are you? While this is wet, if you want to grab some glitter, you can grab a little bit of glitter and sprinkle some on. That's entirely up to you. And a personal preference if you want to. I know I'm not using the entire part is not going to be seen, so I'm just going to do that part there. Then I'm going to grab the red one, and we'll do that. And you want to stencil before you start to distressing it and layering it one on top of the other as far as the circles. I am making an altered embroidery hoop. And sorry, just make sure you guys put your comments on all caps so that I can see them. I didn't see that, Miss Kathy. So yeah, I'm making an altered embroidery hoop using the paper collection Snowy Days from Ciao Bella. And I'm just going around the perimeter of this because I don't need all of it. Not all of it's going to be seen. Grab the other one. I always keep a wet cloth nearby. Again, I'm just going around the perimeter, outside perimeters of it, because some of it's not going to be seen once we start to layer the 3 circles one on top of the other. Okay, so while this is wet, I can take some of the glitter and sprinkle it on. And I'm going to go ahead and grab one that I have here. I'm sorry if something is falling behind me. The joys of a small craft room. I'm sure some of you guys can relate. Okay, so I'm just going to sprinkle some while it's still a little bit wet. A little bit of this, just a little. And I'm going to shake it off. And we can see that. That little snowflake stencil is so pretty. Isn't that pretty? I love that snowflake stencil. Okay. This is still wet, so we're going to go ahead and sprinkle just a tad bit. And shake off the excessive amount. Okay. Let's do and shake off the excessive. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take my heat gun. Grab some of my coffee to re-energize. This is actually the same stamp that I stamped on this one, so it's so pretty. I love it. All right. So now we have these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and using my distressing tool, I'm going to distress. I'm going to use this one as the last one since that's the last one I added the snow paste. So using my hands, you can wet these up a little and curl in those edges. You don't want to do it on the side that you have your paste on because otherwise it's going to make it runny. You want to curl those edges in. And then another idea you can do if you want, you can sew around that, the perimeter of it, and give it another little unique texture to it. All right. So we curled it in. like so. Okay. Do the same thing on the others, and we're going to flip it the other way and just kind of wet around those edges just to kind of help soften it up a little. The GSM, the quality of this paper is so good that you really do need to soften it up. And you can use the back of your scissors if you don't have a distressing tool. You can also use the edge of your table, whatever you want to use to distress this, or just use your nails. Flip it this way, it's easier. My fingers are not having a good movement day. Are you guys ready for Thanksgiving Thursday? What are you guys cooking? I'm having a traditional Thanksgiving, Puerto Rican Thanksgiving. So I'm going to make some benid, which is a pork shoulder that we roast for several hours. And Puerto Rican styled rice. So now we have that one, and then see how that's going to go like that. But you want to distress them. You can take some distressings and, well, this one doesn't get distressed. I'm glad I thought about that. I almost distressed that. Okay, so for the large one, I've cut out a piece of chipboard that goes with it. Same size. And so I'm just going to apply a good amount of glue on here. And this is the same width, the same size as our base, which I use the inside hoop to trace it on. Looks like a pizza. I'm going to flip it over. You really want to make sure that your textured paste is fully dried. I'm sure I'm going to have some stickiness in the back. Yep, see, I knew it was going to have some stickiness in the back. Okay. Okay. So we got a nice little pizza thingy here. Then I'm going to take my hoop. Let's do that. Oh. So that's going to sit right like so. Actually, this will sit right on top. Like so, like that. And then we'll squeeze that like that. Okay. So I'm going to take some glue, go around. Actually, I like that distressed side, so we're not even going to. I'm going to just go right around the edge. Move that out. Okay. Right on top. Hey, Miss Patricia. Did you fall asleep? Oops. Oh, I thought there was someone at my door, guys. Sorry. Oh, you waited for him to go to work. Oh, gotcha. All right, so then we're going to take our next layer that we've put in, and we're going to take a smaller piece of chipboard that's just a tad bit smaller than the 9 1/4 inch circle that we cut out. And we're going to adhere that down. And so this is just a tad bit smaller. Give the second layer a more dimensional effect. Okay, so that'll kind of pop out more. And make sure you remember which one's your top and which one's your bottom. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this one down. And I don't have the steadiest hands in the world. I don't. I have shaky hands. All right, so there's my top. I'm going to center it around that, placing it down, firmly pressing down. And by putting that piece of chipboard in the back, it kind of helps you, you know, allowing you to put more pressure on the other layers. Okay. Okay. Grab that one. Now at this time you can take your distress ink because you will see this one, and we are putting some textured. I'm just using a Tim Holtz distress ink, and this is a tea dye. I'm just going right in. Just because this is an older ink pad, I'm not too concerned if it gets damaged. But just as a warning, doing it this way will damage your ink pads. Let that down, keeping in mind which one's my up and which one's my down. Hola, hola, Chabela. Hola, hola. Or Sara. I think it's Sara. Bienvenida a mi canal. Okay, so now we'll put this one in. And again, if you need to curl in those edges, this is the time to do it, because once you lay it down, it's going to be really a little bit harder to lay down. Okay. You can distress those edges a little, tear it up a little if you want. All right, this is going up. And center it in. I'm sorry. The reason I put the textured paste in the stencil is because it was going to be a before I laid everything down. If you're at home and you're doing this, obviously you're going to want your textured paste to dry up before you do this process. But you do want to stencil before you lay these down. It just makes it a lot easier when laying it down, okay, than trying to stencil with it in the hoop or with the curled edges. And I'm just trying to get it in. There we go. Now the last one. Again, we're going to take that tea dye. Now I did use, on the original, I did use some vintage photos and Rusty Hinge distress inks. Not sure if I'm going to do that this time around. But I did do that with this one, as you can see, and I guess we could do that. As you can see here, I have some here and down here. I have some of that, and I guess we could do that. We'll do it. All right, so again, keeping in mind that is my top and my bottom. Again, it's about a ½ inch difference there. And guess what I did? See what I say? What I mean? The snowflakes go to the top, May. Silly May. It's a good thing I noticed that before it went down. Like I said, you can sew around the edges if you want, give it a different textured, whatever you want. All right, so then that'll go like so. But before we do that, let's go ahead and grab some vintage photos and some rusty hinge. I'm just going to do a little bit, not too much of that. And what I did is now I'm going to grab my little spatula and I'm going to take some of that textured snow and down here on the bottom, because I know that I have my house and I have the little couple going in. So down here at the bottom, I'm just going to put like some make-believe snow on the ground. So with my spatula, I'm just going to go in and almost like when we're doing cakes, put some nice little layers. Doesn't have to be perfect. Imperfect is better. All right, now around the edges with my spatula, I'm just going to go and caress it a little, get, blot some on the edges like so. And if you don't have textured snow, just modeling paste or heavy gesso be about the same. Any questions? And you can use a smaller brush if you want to do this part. I'm not being very careful because honestly, does snow look careful? Does it look like it was piled up carefully? No, it just falls. It's nature's way of how it falls onto the ground, right? Okay. So we have that. Don't put your textured paste away because we'll be using it once we have the houses in. At this point, you can take some glitter and you can sprinkle some on if you want. If you want it to look more glittery, and I'm just going to do that. And then you can shake off the excessive amount here in a bit. I'm going to shake it off in my trash bin. Okay. Dry that up a little, and then we're going to add some sandstones in here just to make it look like snow pebbles before it dries up. And I may have to do a little bit of, hopefully not, the gel medium, the 3D. Hopefully it'll stick. Hopefully that's not going to blow away. Let's hope for the best, right? Normally you want to have your gel medium down, but I'm hoping that with the snow paste, it will do what it needs to do. All right, so we're going to go in here, dry it up a little. While I'm doing this, any questions at all? And you can do these in different sizes. There's different sizes of hoops out there. You know, on this particular one, of course, I use the 12 by 12 paper. But you can definitely make the 8 by 8 one or the little smaller ones, which I'm going to be doing some of the little small ones. I got the small ones to make smaller ornaments for the tree using this collection. I love the Ciao paper. The collection is beautiful. The quality of the paper, the stencils, the stamps, it's great quality. It's a beautiful collection. And I know you got it too, Miss Patricia. As soon as I had it in the store, you, excuse me. The neat thing about it is that if you're into the fussy cutting, you can cut out all those little pieces and you really don't have to be going around looking for different elements for your projects. To create the last effect of this is going to be some black gesso and white gesso. So while I'm doing this, if you guys want to grab those, grab your chipboard, your flowers, your twine, your seam binding, so that we can begin the next process, which is going to be cutting out those beautiful houses. I just love the scenery of the houses, and that couple is just to die for. As soon as I saw the lovely couple, I just thought, oh my heavens, this is so beautiful. It is beautiful little couple. Oh, thank you, Youngsu. Yes, I know you got several. You just got the duplicate of all this entire collection, Youngsu. Okay. So I'm just trying to make sure it's completely dry because I don't want it to kind of disintegrate a little, wash down, wet down when I start to spray. Just makes it a lot harder. But it looks like my little sandstone stuck with the textured paste, so I'm kind of glad about that. I don't know if you can see it. And probably here in a bit, I will take some 3D gel, and once I spray it down, I'm going to throw some more of those sandstones to make it look like little snow, more snow on top. Okay. That should be about it. All right, so the next thing we're going to do in your collection, the 12 by 12, you can also use the front image of the 12 by 12. This little image here, you can cut that out and use that as well if you want. Or you can just go ahead and use this, whichever you want. I'm just going to go ahead and use this one here because I had already cut into it. And I'm going to grab my scissors and fussy cut. All right, so we're going to size it up as to where we're putting these houses. So we're probably going to go to about a little gray house here. And I'm probably going to use this little border here as I did on the little tin that I did the other night, Saturday night, I think. Now it does have a little bit of snow on the rooftop, so we're going to use that textured paste to create that snow on the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut around it because I'm going to be cutting or covering it up with some textured paste anyway. And I should be using smaller scissors, but I'm not. You can use your silhouette or your cameo, your silhouette cameo or your Cricut or your scan and cut to fussy cut these as well, to cut them out for you if you don't like fussy cutting. I just don't like machines. So we hand do this. Okay, so that's going to be like that. To lift it up, we're going to use some pieces of chipboard. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my chipboard. And I always use scraps of chipboard. Doesn't have to be, you know, precisely. But you're going to use about two pieces of it. Because it's going underneath, I'm not really concerned whether or not I just need two pieces that will elevate the houses and the rooftop. I'm not going to bother too much about using chipboard for it because I don't want to cut around thick chipboard for that. You can use your dimensional tape. Let me go ahead and use that for something else. Let me grab this here. And our chipboard is not as thick as the chipboard overseas. I've seen Lady use some really thick chipboard. Like she can use one where we have to stack it up. So on ours, we stack up, whereas in theirs, it's so thick, they don't have to. So at this point here, forward, it's just, you know, fussy cutting, gluing, fussy cutting and gluing. So make sure your hot glue gun is on. Make sure those pieces are glued on. I'm not too concerned. That is going to go in the back of this. If it was in the front where it's noticeable, then it'd be a problem. But I'm not concerned because it's going to be covered anyway. Yeah, if you're at home, let it dry on its own. And then come back to it. If you're doing that textured paste, which is normally sometimes that's what I do unless I'm making a project that I, like this. But if you're at home, let it dry naturally. Let it do its natural thing. Remember, I did not put anything on the tips of the rooftops just because no one's really going to see that part. And that's going to go like so. Before I do that, I am going to distress just a top, just a bit. And then that'll go like so there. I keep thinking someone's at my door. Sorry, guys. All right, but before I do vintage, oh, I grabbed two of the same colors, guys. We're going to do vintage photos just a little bit, not too much, and grab your spray bottle. Looks like dirty snow. Snow is never clean, right? Let it do its little natural moving. If you don't want to do this part, you don't have to. Definitely don't have to. This is a personal preference for those that wants to make it look like it's dirty snow. Okay. I'm going to take some of the rusty hinge, just a little bit. Because you guys know, I like rusty. I don't like my stuff to look like it's brand new. You get too much. Yes, I'm tapping it around the edges to make it look like it's a little rusty. I don't think there's ever a project that I don't have something that looks rusty, right? You can tap off any excessive amounts of it. Oh, I just kind of smushed that one up. It's all right. It's going to be covered anyway. And then you figure this is going to go there. Okay. We're going to come back with some gesso and we'll do some whitewashing on it. So no sweating that. If you, like I said, if you don't want to do this part of the process, you can definitely leave this out. You don't have to do this part. But it's a personal preference for me. I put a piece of chipboard. I cut it the size of the 10-inch hoop, the inside piece, just to back it up a little bit more. All right, so the house will go just like that. I'm going to go ahead and use my hot glue gun because it's a lot faster. Let me go get some glue sticks. You can use your heavy body gel if you want. I'm just going to use my glue stick that's seen better days. Just because it's going to be quicker for me to glue this down. All right. Press down on it. Okay. I'm going to take my large hoop and we figure that's going to go like so inside like that. That paper is gorgeous. I love this paper. No, can't get it in. Make sure I am, looks about right. No, let's see. That's the important part, is making sure that it is going to be, otherwise it's going to be a little bit, I think that looks about right. Right. Okay, so then we'll grab our lovely couple, and we have this, and then we cut out these little tickets that are available in the collection. Okay, so these are done. Let's move that out. We're going to distress them a little. On some edges I can't get in. And you can use your emery board to sand down any little rough edges that you want. Yep. I lose patience with distressing that way. I think I've gotten so spoiled with doing it this way that when I try to do it the other way, it's like, nah, no, we're not having it. Same thing with this one. See here how it's rough? We're going to sand that down. I'm going to go off to the side, and right here, that rough edge, I'm just going to sand that down a little with my cheap Dollar Tree emery board. Okay. And then I can come back in. I'm going to grab 4 brads, and we're going to put some brads in here. I need my crocodile, or you can just punch some holes. But what I like is that they have these little areas that you can take your brads and put some brads on there. So I'm going to grab 4 brads. And of course, I don't grab the matching kind, but thank you, Young Sue, for sharing the link. Guys, if you're just coming in, make sure you subscribe to the Ciao Bella YouTube channel. Also follow them on Instagram and on Facebook. They have a Facebook group as well. And on my pin post here on YouTube, I have linked their YouTube channel along with their Facebook and Instagram. Hola, hello, Liliana. Bienvenida. No sé si hablas español o no, pero veo que eres de Perú. Bienvenida. Okay. So what I do is I'm going to bend these back because they're just a tad bit long. And then I'm going to glue that little piece down so they don't come out. And again, I don't like using tools, but I'm sure there's a brad bender backer thingy. right, so I'm just going to put a dab of hot glue on all these little 4 corners to hold that in place for a bit till I get ready to glue it down, because right now I'm not ready. But while that's drying up, what we're going to do is we'll grab these 2 pieces, and we have that, and we have these that we have to fuss. Bella técnica, me gusta el scrap y tengo una página que recién abrí. Gracias, Mom. Felicidades. Gracias, gracias. Okay, so I had originally used a tag for the for this part here. I used a tag from the collection that's available in the 12 by 12. And let me see if I pull that out so that I can show you what I mean. But I'm not sure if I'm going to use that tag today, but I'll definitely show you which one I'm talking about. I think I'm going to use this because I like that there, and I thought, you know, that'd be pretty. So we might spice it up a little. Let me show you the tag that I originally used from the collection. If I can find it now. Oh, you know what? It was the A4. I used it from the, I think it was the A4. Yeah, it was the A4 collection. It was on the A4 collection, which I did not show you guys, but they also have, oh, maybe not. Oh, yeah, see, this one. This is the tag I used. I'll go ahead and cut it out. But I'm thinking I'm just doing a little bit different, you know? You know me. ¿Qué clase de manualidades hace aparte de scrap, Liliana? Aparte de scrap, ¿qué más hace? ¿Y estás localizada en Perú o eres de Perú? I'm going to go ahead and cut this just in case I... Oh. I can see I just cut that wrong. Because the eyes deceive the May. But that's all right. It's going to be covered. All right. So what I was thinking, if I did it that way, see that? I think that's pretty. And then I can put the tickets like so. Like, you know, they had a ticket of a date night. I always like to tell a story when I'm doing my projects. Don't mind me. I'm always a storyteller when I'm doing my projects. We can put this tag here like so. Even if we did it that way. Let me see. Let's see, because I like the Now I'm thinking that we can lift up, because I have all these other little scraps. I like to use the scraps to build different layers. So we might just do a little bit of a change here, guys. All right. We might be changing something just because I like to do something different. Put that there. And I am going to trim this down here. And those are just scraps that I had left over from one of the pages. We'll put a brad here. So let's grab the brad before I forget. I'm going to back this up with some chipboard. I already have a piece here. Doesn't have to be entirely on the chipboard because the fact is that it's going to be covered anyway with the flowers. So if you can avoid, you know, I'm just going to take some of these and some of these scraps like that, build a little scenery. So let's cut this here first. But if you want to do it this way, this is how I did it. I just kind of used this tag. I did sew around the edges. We're not sewing around the edges today. Although I do like to sew on my paper. Let's go and distress this. Oh, thank you for sharing those links, Youngsu. It's pinned on the comment section of the chat there. I also have it pinned. So if you're new to my channel and you have not visited the Ciao Bella YouTube channel, I have pinned it in the chat. You're welcome to go and subscribe to their channel and follow the other designers as well. All right, so let's put an eyelet here. And we'll put red on. Actually, you know, I went brown. And so I think I need to replace my crocodile here soon. All right, so we have, that's the original with the little couple kind of kissing in a snowy day. And then we have the tickets because, you know, they went on a date night. But I'm thinking of distressing these pieces since they're here and we don't want to throw those away. I'm just distressing them. And they don't have to be perfect to distress. The more beat up they are, the better. Okay. Let's find another little contrasting color to build on. So I have all these little scraps. I like this one. And you can see I'm really roughing up this paper because I like that distressed look. A little bit of green will look good here, but since I'm going to be putting some greenery, it'll make it pop out a little bit more. And up here. I'm going to stitch that right there. I said I wasn't, but look, I am. So I'm going to stitch right around there, that little collage right there. That'll go like that there. That way we don't have too much red. And we could add this one, but we already have a lamp there. So maybe that'd be too much. So that'll go just like that. Okay. And use my hot glue to glue her down to this down to that. I'm going to use some of these scraps to give her a more dimensional hem in the back. And that's going to go like so. And I leave the threads because that adds textures. So that'll go just like that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and glue her down. that. We're going to take our snow paste and on the bottom of the houses. And for that, I'm just going to use a small little paintbrush. Oh, that's too small. Too small for me. Let it kind of overhang here. What are you looking for, Young Sue? Ooh, we've been on for almost 2 hours, guys. This is long. My tutorials are always long. Very hard to do something this size, especially mixed media. I want to go brush. I'm kind of covering that little thing there just to make it look like it's part of the canvas. You know what I mean? And with my paintbrush, I'm just giving it a little bit of a feathering. All right. So that'll go like so there. Still need a little bit of snow here. A little bit hanging off the side here. Okay. We're going to go ahead and glue that down. Make sure you're straight. We're going to glue it down like so. Again, glue gun is your friend at this point. Okay, so we're going to go in on top of the roof. This is where I need the small paintbrush. And on the rooftops, we're putting some snow as well. Oh, she's looking for the this little distress thing that I use. Yeah, I don't have that in the store. That's an old tool. I got that in, I got that in 2018, I think, just before I got out of crafting at one time. Ooh, it's been a while. Okay, so we got the rooftops, snow on there. You can add some little snow on the windowsills. You add it on the little tree, just to give it a little bit of a dimensional effect, give the illusion that this is dimensional effect, you know. It's just for illusional purposes. We did have that little, what did I do with it now? Oh. We have this that we cut out the other night when we were crafting. So let me see if I add this in here. There. Let's give some dimension. All right, so keep this in mind. Okay. All right, I like that. I like that lantern there, so we're gonna go for it. Thank you, Miss Patricia. We're gonna go for it, go for it, go for it. All right, let's add some glitter on that. And some of these little pebbles, since it is a little wet still. Let's dry it. Okay. I'm going to add some snow on this one, just a little bit. Let's dry that while that's drying. Almost to the end. We're almost to the home front, and the last bit we're going to do is some flowers. And that's just stuff I had in my stash. I'm going to put that right there. All right. It's a 10-inch hoop. It's 10 inches. All right, so now we're just going to grab some flowers. I have these little picks that I got, picks and sprays that I got at my local Joann's. Let's spread them out. But before I do that, okay. I had saved what did I do with it? I'm looking for my... Okay, so we're going to cut out some of these. And not that one. Oh, heavens. On the pattern paper for Ciao, we have that. And we have this, and I shouldn't be putting that on there because that's still a little wet. And we're going to cut these out. This is from the pattern pack from Ciao. And it's the pattern pack for Memories of a Snowy Day. So this entire collection has, not only does it have the A4, it has the 6x6, it has the 8x8, it has the 12x12, both in the collection and the pattern. So there's a lot to work with these collections. Rosie, I don't see her. Hold on a second. Rosie. Oh, hi, Rosie. I see you now, hon. Sorry, I had something blocking my messages there. I had a pop-up. How are you? I'm sorry, I'm fussy cutting. It takes a lot of work to fussy cut. You like to fussy cut? Oh my gosh, I need to send it all to you to fussy cut then. Phew. Takes a lot out of me to fussy cut, but it is pretty. It is pretty. If you have a rainy day and you want to, you know, you don't want to craft, you can just sit down and fussy cut all at once. I'm just not the best fussy cutter. I think that's the problem, is that I get anxious. You know? It's like, okay, this has to hurry up. We need to hurry this process up. And I guess I could have fussy cut it beforehand, but then I wouldn't be able to show you which images I used. Oh, thank you, Gun. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And granted, some of this is not going to be so seen because I'm just going to tuck it under. But I think it's just for your satisfaction, your gratification that you did it. It's there. It's tucked in there somewhere in the midst of all that. It's there. And it just ties up everything nicely. Oh, thank you, Rosie. I like to think I'm the slow crafter. I think that I'm very slow. And sometimes people get impatient, but I think I'm a slow crafter. For the most part, I am. Okay. I am going to go in here in between. I like to be very precise about stuff, so I'm going to go in between. The in-betweenies. The in-between the that it's probably not necessary, but I don't know. If it's just me. I'm not slow. Oh, well, I tend to think I'm slow. I don't know why I think I'm slow. I just think because it takes me forever to do a project. I don't know. I feel like people are just probably thinking, oh my God, this woman doesn't hurry up. My next project for Ciao Bella, and you guys will have to stay tuned to the 29th. Check out Ciao Bella's YouTube channel because it's going to be an album. A unique kind of way of an album. So you guys will have to go check it out. It's far and few when I do an album. I guess I would say it's far and few when I do a card. One of these days I'm just going to say, okay, the heck with it. I'm going to do a card. And it's funny because when I first started paper crafting, I did cards, I did albums. And now it's like it takes a rocket scientist to get me to do it. Well, card, that is. An act of nature. I can't do it. Okay. Tuck some of these in. Let's get that greenery in there. I don't think I need anything from there. I don't think I need anything from there. And we're going to put some of these green ones in because they're green for the holidays. And I had white ones, but they don't kind of stick out. And I can actually take a little bit of glitter and put some red around those edges if I want. Oh. Hey, Eric, call him and tell him, can we make it to 4? Sorry, guys. I got to get going here in a bit. All right. Okay. So if I wanted, I can take a little bit of red glitter, and I'm going to do that off camera, guys, because I have an appointment and I totally forgot. But we're going to put a little bit of glitter before I glue that down. And give it a little bit of red. And then for my little top piece, I will show you guys real quick. I'm sorry I didn't have it all finished. Told you I'm the slow crafter. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out here real quick. Sorry, guys. I had an appointment and I forgot. I'm sorry, Eric. Okay, so I'm going to cut this here. Actually, I'm going to take it to the cutter because I like precise. So I'm going to run this here, take it to the cutter, and right here I am going to put a hole and this little arrow. Okay, so let me do that. Sorry, I totally spaced that out. Okay. All right, we're going to put this here. And I'm going to distress it. He rescheduled it, so he rescheduled it. I totally forgot. It was my mistake. I totally forgot. Although, all right, so we're going to do that. We're going to put a little bit of snow. And because we got to tie it all in, right? All right. And that's going to go like so there. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put that glue in. Figures I run out of glue stick. All right. We'll let that dry on its own. And then this is going to go like that. Let's glue that down. Oops. Let's glue that there. Put that there. Oh, some Mod Podge, some fine micro glitter, just to give it a little bit of a color pop. Just a tad bit. I'm just going to use a thin brush to get into these little edges. I don't want too much of it, just a tad bit. Here and there. And there's a cleaner way to do it, but I am not. Okay, there we go. Just to add a color pop. I'm going to go sprinkle this over here, guys, because makes it easier. A bit of bread. My greenery down. I'll open it up and fan it out here in a bit. Put that down. That down. I got smaller red ones. Oops. And then I have this down, also another pick from Joann's. And that one's missing a leaf. And I think after the sale, it was 50% off. I think I got it for like 50 cents. I'm going to pick some of this one and just kind of stick some here and there. Almost done. And I did use some seam binding. Left those up. But and we're going to put some hollies in. And I was saying, I did put some seam binding in my original one. I'm just going to put a little bit. And I thought this little owl would be cute in here, tucked in there. So we're going to put him in here. It might be a little bit too big for him. I think he's a little bit too big. Hold on. He might be just too big. He's bigger than the birdie, that's for sure. Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's put some of this up here. Some on here. And then I'm going to let this dry up naturally, guys. And I'll put the seam binding. I'm going to put a bow right here, right around here, and one about here. Put some snow here on the lanterns. Put some snow on here. And I will do the rest off camera. And I will post the pictures of the like at the end in the group for Ciao Bella. So you'll have to join the group and check out all the designers with all their beautiful work that they have going on. Every month we have several of the designers go live in the group, and every week there's a video on their YouTube channel. So make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. I'm going to finish up, like I said. I just have to add the little twine that's going to hang it up here. I'm going to take some seam binding, and right around here, I'm just going to let that dry up. Right around here, I'm going to put a bow, and then probably tuck another one, maybe up here somewhere or down this way. But that completes this entire tutorial. I will take my gesso and I will do a couple little brush strokes and some white paint splatters along with black paint splatters, just to kind of bring it out and give it more of a dimensional effect. But I've been on here for 3 hours or 2.5 hours. Sorry. And I think you guys are probably absolutely tired of hearing me. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope this inspires you guys to want to create one using the Ciao Bella newest collection, Memories of a Snowy Day. And make sure you follow us on all the social media websites and let us know how we're doing. Until next time, guys, just make sure you stay tuned. On the 29th, I will do an album. Not an album. It's a little different, I think. It's going to be a little different. So just make sure you follow us on all the social media website. Till next time, guys. Bye.